everybody, and welcome to our Christmas edition of No Strings Attached, or I guess end of year, or whatever you're celebrating. No Strings Attached. This will be our last No Strings Attached of the year. At least that's for Lella and I. That will be our last No Strings Attached. I don't know whether there's going to be other ones scheduled from different people, but we will be back sometime in January, probably first week in January, to do another No Strings Attached. So we're going to be playing a game called Concordia. We were requested to play this on a live stream a couple weeks ago, so we figured we're going to play this. I do want to tell you that after we finish playing the game, we actually do have something a little special. We're going to be doing our top 5 games of 2020. So these are 2020 games we played in 2020. So we both picked 5 games, and we'll be going through those at the end. So let's see who's on chat. Hi, Lillian. Hope you're doing well. I know you, like us, are we'll be in complete lockdown as of Boxing Day.
Yeah.
So we already have the board set up we're playing the side of this game board that's kind of better for 2 players. If you're playing with more players, you can flip the board over, and this game plays up to 5 different players. If you've never played Concordia before, I'll be going quickly through the rules. The last thing I want to do, though, before I get into the rules, is we're going to decide who's going to go first. So we're going to flip a coin here, and there's heads or tails. So what would you like to go first?
Tails.
So Lella's going to pick tails. So if we go tails, she's going to go first. So she's going to go first. So which means she gets, I always forget, she gets 5 coins, 5 Sesteri, and I get 6. And I'll take 2, 4.
See my coins here?
5, 6. And they should just.
Here?
Yeah. Okay, because I'm going second, I get, which is called the Prefix Magnus card, and I'll explain what that is. So Concordia is all about getting and selling resources and collecting cards to build your deck. We all start off with exactly the same 7 cards in our starting deck. So I'm going to go through them all and explain how they work. And I agree with you, Loopy. Concordia is a great game. We are playing just the base game. I do have Concordia Salsa downstairs, but we're just playing the base game today. So I'm going to go through the 6 cards because they're one duplicate in here and explain how they work. So we have all these regions on the board, and each region has a number of cities, which is what these represent. And these all represent what that city builds. So if you build a building in one of those cities, it means you are manufacturing those goods. So the first card is called the Architect. We start off with 2 colonists on the board that are starting in Rome. The colonist says you're going to look at how many colonists you have. So we start with 2, and we can do a movement of 2. I can move 1 colonist 2 spots, or I can move both colonists 1 spot, however you want to split it up. Moving from Rome, so we start in the city of Rome, but you're always going to be traveling on the routes in between the cities. So if I move 2 spots, I can go 1, 2. You never land on a city. You always land on the kind of the road or seaway in between the 2 cities. After you have moved your 2 movement, you can then build a building in the different cities around your colonists. So I could build here, or I could build here. The cost of building is kind of on this little player card. If I want to build a workshop, generates tools, it's going to cost me, I don't know if you can see that, but it's going to cost me 1 brick, 1 tool, and 3 coins. So if I paid that, I'm going to place that there. These are my resources down here. We all start with some resources, and we start with some coins. And that is what the Architect does. It allows you to move your colonist and then build. The Mercator, basically, it's trading. You're going to get 3 coins. Then you have 2 different trades. And each trade can either buy or sell of one particular good. The cost of the goods is written on top of your board. It goes from brick, which is the cheapest, all the way up to cloth, which is the most expensive. You can sell as many as you want or buy as many as you want from one type of good that you want for 1 trade action. You have 2 trade actions. You're also limited to the space in your warehouse. So there are 12 space on your warehouse. 4 of them are taken up with colonists that you can put out at a later time. And you can see we start with some resources. So right now we only have 2 empty spots. So again, Mercator, get some money, trade and buy and sell goods. The Prefect allows you to basically collect income from regions. So we have a kind of a little board up here, which represents the ones down here. The Prefect card says you're allowed to pick one of the regions And if it is the resource side up, let's say I want to take Amelia. I can flip this one over with my prefect card, and I'm going to get one cloth because it says one cloth. So I take a cloth, put it in my warehouse. It also says with the prefect card, anybody that's got a building in Amelia is going to be able to produce whatever good that their business makes. So right now there's nothing in there, but if this house was here, I would not only get a cloth from there, but my house would generate a cloth from there. And if Lella had one here, she would also get a brick. So this allows everybody in this region to generate goods. The other thing you can do with the prefect card is now that this is turned over, it has a coin on it. The other option on your prefect card when you play it is to turn all the coins back to the resource side. And each one you do, you're going to get coins. There's going to be 1 or 2 coins on these little markers. So you have 2 prefect cards. Senator card allows you to buy 2 of these cards up here. The cost is going to be printed on the card. So for example, this diplomat shows tools. So I have to spend 1 tool to buy that diplomat card. As you go further down the line, you'll see that there's kind of little extra circles down here. Those are going to be extra costs you're going to have to spend to get that card. So the question marks are anything of your choice, and then you start having to play cloth for it. And you might ask yourself, why? Why would you want to pay extra to get the ones further down the line? And we'll get into that in a bit. The diplomat card allows me to copy the same card Lella just played. So if I've already used my architect, for example, but I want to do it again, I can play the diplomat after Lella plays her architect, so I can use her, use her architect. Tribune. Tribune allows you to take all your cards back into your hand. You can't play any of your cards again until you bring them back into your hand. So the Tribune card is the one that allows you to bring them back into your hand. When you take all the cards back, so if I play the Tribune card after playing all my cards from my hand, I get 1 Sisteri for each card above 3 that I bring back. So we start with 7 cards, so I basically take out the 3. I have 4 cards left. I take 4 Sisteri into my collection. It also allows me to build a new colonist in Rome. Colonists will cost 1 wheat and 1 tool, and I can take one of my guys out of my warehouse and put them here, and next time I use the architect card, you move them along. The only other type of cards that you can get are the ones that are going to be specific to a type of buildings. For example, the smith. The smith, when you play it, says you're going to be producing in all of your buildings that produce tools. There's one for farmer, which is for wheat. There's basically one for each different type of workshop. And the really fascinating thing about Concordia, which is what I like the best, is the way this is going to be scoring. So remember when I said that you can buy these cards to add to your hand? Well, why would you want to do that? Because each god written across the bottom of the card here are going to score different ways. And each card in your deck is going to score. So for example, Saturn, I always forget, which is a nice little handy thing here. Saturn is you want to be spread out amongst the provinces. So for every Saturn card you have in your deck, you're going to get 1 point for each province that you have a building in. I believe on this side of the board, there's 11 provinces. So let's say I was able to build 1 building in each province. This Saturn card is going to get me 11 points at the end of the game. If I can get that Saturn card and that Saturn card, both of these cards are going to score me 11 points. So if I am going to be concentrating on spreading out, I want to buy as many of these Saturn cards as I can to get them into my deck to score them at the end of the game. And that's what I love. One of the main things I love about Concordia is that you can just buy the cards because you like the actions, but you also have to be cognizant of the gods that you're buying to say, well, if I'm buying a whole bunch of Saturn cards, then I want to make sure I'm going to be spreading out. If you don't want to spread out and you want to concentrate on just building different types of buildings, like I want to build wine, I want to build brick, I want to build that, then you probably want to be focusing on your curious, who's going to be giving you points for the different types of things you produce. So it's a lot of fun. And the cards themselves, very simple. As you saw, I kind of quickly went through this. This game's not more complicated than that. It's all about how you go about getting the resources. So I think with that, the only other thing that we should say is I start with this, because I'm second player, I start with this Perfectus Magnus. Whenever I play the prefect card, which is again selecting a region and getting the bonus and then the places producing. If as long as I do it on a resource, not the coins, I'm going to double the bonus resource. So again, if I pick this one, because I have this card, I would get 2 cloth plus whatever I produce in that region. Once I do that, I hand this over to Lella. Next time she does it, she's going to do this. You have to use this card when you use the prefect card, but again, it only operates on the resources, not the coins. You don't get double coins. If you do the prefect action to get coins and you have this prefect card, nothing happens. You keep it until the next time you use your prefect card to get a resource. And that is it for the walkthrough. So Lella, again, is going to go first. We, again, have the same number of cards. And we'll see what action she's going to go for.
Is there any comments?
Yes, so Loopy says that it's the simplicity of these actions, but it's often agonizing which one you should be playing next. Yes, that is very true.
Yep.
Because I always find during the early and mid game, everything is tight. Money's tight, resources is tight. You know, you want to be building everywhere, but you need the resources, you need the money. I should also mention I can only have one building in each city, but both of us can have buildings in the same city. The second person to build a building in a city where someone already is has to pay double the amount of coins. So again, for building in the tool workshop, would normally cost you 3 for the first person. The second person that's going to build there still has to pay the 1 brick and 1 tool, but they have to pay 6 coins. And with multiplayer, it is going to be the number of houses are going to be there after you've built times the coins that it's going to cost. So you can see in a multiplayer game, if you are the last person to get into a city, it's going to be very expensive to build there. So what are you going for? The architect.
Just to see what I can afford. Ba, ba, ba.
You can build just about anything in the first turn.
So I'm going to go 1, 2. So I shall build the brick, which is
wheat and a coin.
Wheat and a coin. And then
yeah, so she can build on both sides of where her
brick, wheat, and 2 coins.
So the game is going to end when someone has placed out their 15th house, or someone has bought the last card from the display. There are more cards over here, and once someone has bought the last card from the display, so there's no more cards to put out, they're going to get the Concordia card, which is going to be worth 7 points at the end of the game. Then everyone else will take 1 more turn. So if you are triggering the end game, you're going to get a bonus of 7 points. Okay. I think I might do the same thing. So I'm also going to play the architect. I'm going to go 1, 2. So I'm going to build a wheat and a coin to build in the brick area. And then a tool, a brick, and 3 coins to build on the other side of my person there and there. Okay. Oh, just a little setup note. The way these are set up here is you look at each region and you find out which is the most expensive thing in the region, and that's the one that gets put up here for it.
So I'm going to play Prefect. I'm going to turn over Umbria,
okay,
which means I get a tool.
And then all the buildings in Umbria are going to go, so she's going to get a food and she's going to get a brick. Yeah, might be a good idea as well. So I'm also going to playing pretty much the same strategy right now. So I'm also going to play the prefect, and I'm going to, of course, going to do it in Campania because I don't want to give Lella any resources. So I'm going to get tool there, but because again I have the Perfectus Magnus, I'm going to double the bonus. I'm going to get double tool from there. Then I'm going to get an additional tool from here. I'm going to get a brick from here. Now this is going to go over to Lella, and that's going to get flipped over. Your warehouse is limited. If you get goods you cannot store, you cannot take the goods. You cannot discard goods out of your warehouse to make room for other ones. Put them down there. And now all of a sudden I'm getting low on money.
I'm going to play the Senator.
Okay, so Lella can buy up to 2 cards.
So this one costs me a tool. This costs me a tool and a brick.
Yeah.
Whoops.
So he's going to take those 2 cards and add them to their hand, and then all the other cards are going to shift down. And they're going to refill. I am going to play. I could do that. I don't want to copy everything Lella's doing though. So I'm going to play the Mercator, which allows me to take 3 coins and then do 2 trades. So I'm going to trade in my tools. So each tool is worth 5. So I'm going to trade in 2 for 1 trade action. It's going to get me 10 coins. And for my second trade action, I actually want to buy that and brick. I think we're going to buy a brick. Maybe not the best thing, but you need bricks to build just about any type of house. Let's see.
I'm going to play the Prefect on.
Yeah, Timon, if you haven't played it, I would suggest playing this. This is a really fun game.
On Etruvia. So I get a.
So you got the Perfectus Magnus. You get double that. At 1 minute, she needed to play an extra resource.
What's up? Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. You're right. Thank you for catching that, because she bought the second one.
Oh,
so
yeah.
She needed to pay an extra resource. Thank you for catching that.
Thank you.
So now we're even again. I think I'm going to do the. I'm also going to do the prefect, but I'm going to do the coins. So I'm going to flip these 3 over. Each one is worth 2. So 2, 4, 6 coins. 2, 4, 6.
I was going to do that. I'm going to diplomat his prefect so I can use this card, and I'm going to do Sicilia.
So she's just going to get the one.
The one.
Okay, I'm going to play the Senator as well. So I'm going to buy the first two cards. So the wine for the first one, food and brick for the second one, plus a random good. So I'm going to play an extra brick. So there, gets me these two cards. Yeah, and that's exactly why I like this game so much, Loopy, is because you do start off with exactly the same cards, but you end up going in completely different strategies based on which gods you want to go after.
So I'm going to play Mercator. I'm going to sell a. That gives me 3 coins. Right?
Yeah, so you get 3 coins for using the Mercator, then you get 7 coins.
7 for that, so that's 10. That. And I'm going to buy 2 bricks for 6. 2.
Okay, I think I'm going to play my Mercator, which is my upgraded one, which I bought from the market. This one gives me 5 Sisteri and then 2 trade actions. So I'm going to trade that in for 7. 5, 6, 7. And then I want to buy. What do I want to buy? What would be something good to buy?
Ooh.
You know what? I feel kind of stupid to buy brick again, but I'm going to buy 2 bricks. I'm going to pay 6 coins to buy 2 brick.
Okay, I'm going to diplomat Graham's Mercator. So
she gets 5 Sisteri and then the 2 actions. I really love the diplomat, because if someone buys an upgraded card or a better card that you don't get a chance to buy, you can always diplomat it.
So I will sell a tool for 5, and I'm going to purchase 2 food.
Okay. So I've only got a farmer left. I don't produce anything there. I got diplomat, and I can't diplomat her diplomat. So I have to play my Tribune. So I'm going to play my Tribune. And okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get 4 coins. Have the option to buy a colonist or hire a colonist. I don't know what it is. It says build a colonist. I'm not exactly sure how you build a person. It costs you 1 food and 1 tool. Well, I've got the tool. I don't have the food, so I've kind of snookered myself for not being able to get an extra colonist out.
Okay, I too will do the Tribune. So 1, 2, 3. I got 5 coins.
Okay, so I need to buy resources. Okay, so if I want to build there, I need a food. So I'm going to play my upgraded Mercator, which gives me 5 coins for the card, and I can do 2 trades. I want to do 2 buys this time. I want to buy food. I want to buy 2 foods for 8. So 5, 6, 7, 8. And then for my other action, I'm going to spend another 4. Get 5, take 1 back, and I'm going to buy 1 jug of wine. Okay.
I'm going to play something. I'm going to diplomat. No, I don't want a diplomat. Sorry, wrong card.
Yes, Magic Man, I do have Salsa. And maybe next year we'll play Salsa since this is our last one.
So I'm going to purchase both cards. So a wine, a wheat, and a brick.
Yep. Lella's really stacking her hand of cards, which is not a good thing because she's getting all the scoring cards into her hand. Okay, so I am going to do the architect. So I have 2 people, 2 colonists. I get to move 2 movements. I'm going to go 1, 2. I'm going to build in both spots. So I need a food. So I need a brick and a food and 2 coins to build in the food production area. Then I need a brick and a tool. Ah, shoot. You bought that card, didn't you? I left it too late. Lella bought a card that has Minerva across the bottom, and it was Minerva for the tool making shops. So she's taken those points away from me. So I'm going to build there and there.
Okay, I'm going to play Prefect on Etruvia and get one of these.
Okay. I think I'm also going to play the Prefect. I'm going to play the Prefect in. Was it Puglia? And I have the Perfectus Magnus card, so I get double the bonus here. So I get 2 from there. And then my places produce, so I get another tool and a food. And then I give this card over to Lella. What? Dean's already on your side?
Okay. Yeah, but Dean, he's like an Italian. He flip-flops. I've seen him do it.
Yeah. But Loopy's right. I mean, you're getting a lot of scoring cards early on.
Okay, I am going to play the Mercator, so I get 3 Sestieri. Cool. And I need to buy a brick for 3. I should have just left it there. Boop. And then, wait, Hashbeat. Let's make sure I have enough money. 3. Yes, I can buy 1 wheat. Okay.
Okay. Okay, I think I need to get on the card bandwagon, so I'm going to play my Senator. So the first one I'm going to buy is these other Minerva ones. There's no cloth there. I can buy it to here. That might be a good one. Okay, so I'm going to buy these 2. So that one costs me a tools and something else. I'm going to throw in some food. This one costs me wine and something else. I'm going to go throw a wine and a tool. So I'm going to get the Mercator and the Architect. Let's see, Barry says he still needs to get this one. It's been on this list for a while. Yeah, I would. Like I said, I really enjoyed this one. I've had it for. Okay, while Lella's picking her turn, you can see kind of over here that I've put the picture of the original, of the current Concordia box, kind of a darker box. So I have the first edition box. So this is my edition of the box. I don't know why they changed the cover. A lot of people say this cover is ugly. Do you have any preferences over which cover? Like I said, this is the first English edition. The one that's up on the screen over here is the current edition that you would buy in the stores. So the new one is darker. She's no longer looking at you. She's actually looking down at her money. They've changed the background of it. So I don't know why they changed it.
I'm going to play Architect. 1, 2. So I'm going to build that 5 and a brick, and then this 3 and a brick. Okay.
So Dean says he's twirling his napkin in the air whenever you're making a good move. Loopy was saying that there's different maps. Yes, there are. So there's expansions for this. There's Salsa and a Venus. What was that? I think that's the other expansion. But you can also buy different maps. So the game comes with 2 maps. There's the Italian map, which we're playing on, which is better for 2 to 3 players. The other side is 3 to 5 players. So depending on what you want to get. Difference between the editions. The only thing I know of is there's a misprint on one of the cards in this edition that they fixed in subsequent editions. Other than that, I think the games play identically. But I've never played the newest edition, so maybe if someone does have the new one, they can tell us whether there's any difference that you see anyway. Okay. So you did the Architect. I'm going to play the Mercator, the upgraded one, which would give me 5 coins. And then I want to buy... some wine for 6. I'm going to buy 1 wine for 6. And I'm going to buy 1... I'll buy 1 brick for 3. I'm not making the most efficient use of my cards. Okay. So Loop, you're saying they have the most current version of it, and it's the same. Yeah, like I said, the only thing I know of is in this edition of the game, and it actually even tells you in the rules, it says, we apologize for the misprint in the deck 4. We're playing 2 players, so it's not going to affect us. But if you are playing with 4 players, you're going to be adding, holy cow, all the deck of cards is gone already?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. There are 1, 2, 3, and 4 sets of cards. So we're playing with 1 and 2 because we're playing with 2 players. So if you're playing with all 4, you're going to be playing with 1, 2, 3, 4. And see. So Tommy's here. So hello, Tommy. Hello to everybody in the chat. It's
What did you play?
I played my upgraded Mercator.
Okay. So I'm going to play the Prefect for Emilia.
Okay.
So I've got the Prefect Magnus, so I get actually 3.
Because you have
cloth.
the cloth one there too.
And then that turns over, and Graeme gets that.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to play my Architect, or one of my Architects. I have 2 movement, so I'm going to move... 1, 2. I'm going to build my winery. So it'll cost me that, and 4 coins. Then I'm also going to build the brickyard for a food and 1 wine. So it's a total of 5 coins and the resources. And I place 1 here and here. You know what? We normally do not go through the cards that fast. It's an interesting strategy to kind of rush it because a lot of them require you to be on the board quite a bit. I don't know if you've ever played a game that we've gone through the cards this fast, but I think it's also because the cards are important in scoring points at the end of the game, of course. I mean,
what did you play?
I played the Architect.
So I'm going to tribune a diplomat your architect. So I shall move 2. So 1, 2, and I shall build. You should be down there.
So you're just going to build the 1 spot?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I want to I think I'm going to prefect Venetia. And I've got the perfect Magnus card, so I'm going to get 2 cloth. That goes to Lella.
Okay, I'm going to diplomat your prefect and take it as coins. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I can play my farmer. Farmer lets me to produce in all of my food stores. I've just got the 1, so I'm going to produce 1 piece of food.
Play my mason, allows me to produce brick. I have 2, so I get 2 bricks.
Okay, and I'm going to play the diplomat on Lella's mason, so I can also produce brick, and I produce 2 bricks.
Oh, crap. Oh well. I'm going to do the prefect on Liguria. So I actually get 2 wine, but I only have room for 1.
Yeah.
That was dumb on my part, but oh well. Such is life.
Okay, so I'm going to play my tribute card, or tribune card. So many cards? So first 3 don't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I get 7 coins. 5, 6, 7. And I've got a brick and a, sorry, it is a, that and food, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm gonna bring out another colonist. And I'm gonna bring out another person, so they're gonna start there.
Yeah, I am a tribune as well. 1, 2, 3, 7, 5. Oh wait, I want to bring somebody out too. Sorry. Do I care?
So they have to go.
Put a bird.
Yeah. It's only the colonists. The colonist card you can build in.
Or yeah.
Yeah, where you are. Okay, I can play my upgraded Mercator, which gives me 5 coins. I'm going to sell 1 of these for 7. 5, 6, 7. And then I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy. This stuff isn't laid out well. I'm going to buy 2 tools. So 2 tools for 5 each, so it costs me 10.
So you have. I'm gonna no, that's not the word. I'm gonna diplomat your Mercator, so that's 5.
Yeah, so you get 5, then 2 trades.
Whoops. I'm going to spend 2 silk.
So it's just an Architect's
14,
expansion, right?
10,
Not a new game.
14. And then I'm going to buy. What am I buying? Use your brain. What are you buying? I shall buy 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2 wheat. Did I just screw up? Probably. Okay.
Okay, so I am going to play one of my Architect cards. I now have 3 colonists, so I have 3 movement. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to build, so there and there, and 5 to build here. Then I want to build here, which is a tool and a brick, and 3. I think that's all I can build. So there, 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 there. So I built here, and I built here.
Darn, Mr. Anderson beat me.
Where are we going? You can still build. Just remember that it's just going to cost double the coins.
I don't want to do that.
It's being tainted now. Now I've moved into the city. You don't want to be there anymore.
Okay, so I am going to play my Architect as well. So I'll move this guy 1, and this guy 1, 2. So I'm going to build this 5 and a brick. That's you. And then the wine,
And a brick.
4 and a brick. And if I had another brick, I'd build something else, but I don't. Okay.
Okay, I am going to have to do. Let's do a prefect. Yeah, let me do a prefect in. Yeah. No. I'm going to go Cecilia, whatever. This area, green area. So I've got the Perfectus Magnus, so I get double that, so I get 2 cloth.
And I get a brick.
Yeah, and I get a cloth for there, and then Lella gets a brick for her building down there.
Okay. I am going to prefect as well, but I shall go to Corsica. Oh, give me the prefect.
Oh, so she gets the prefect card.
So 2 plus my 1 wine, so that's 3 wine.
Yeah, and then I get this back. Okay, so I am going to use my Mercator to get 5 coins. I'm going to sell 2 cloth for 14. Then I'm going to buy I'm going to buy 3 brick for 9. So 1, 2, 3.
Okay, I'm going to play the Senator, and I shall purchase this, a wine, and a brick.
She's trying to rush the end game.
I'm not trying to rush the end game.
Yeah, you're right. In the rules, it says the first time you play this, you do like a midterm scoring, I believe they call. We haven't done that in a long time, the midterm scoring. Because it kind of gives you an idea of how much your cards are worth and whatnot. It's just not something that we do. Although maybe I should be doing it because I think I'm falling behind Lella here. So I'm going to play my farmer, so I can produce in my food areas, and I've still got the 1, so I'm going to take a food for that.
What are you playing?
I played my farmer, so I produce in all my food areas, my food stores.
Play my mason. So I have still just 2 bricks, right? Yep. 2 bricklayers.
Okay. So I want to use my other architect to move colonists. So I've got 3 colonists, so I can move 3 times. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to build brick for a food and a coin. I'm going to build here for that, that, and 3 coins. There, 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 there. So I'm going there, and I'm going there.
So I'm going to diplomat your architect. And I can move up to 3. There I go. 1, 2.
Yeah.
So I shall build this. Four and a brick. And then the wheat, a brick, and 2.
So I'm going to do a prefect in Campania. So I've got Prefectus Magnus, so I get double the bonus. So I get 3. So I got 2 for the bonus. I got 1 for that. And I got 1 brick for my other person. And then Lella gets this card. Loopy's saying that they find that it's usually the buildings that triggers the games that they play, the end of it. I find a lot of times I play, it is the cards.
So I'm going to play the prefect, and I'm there. Where else am I? Pick hot. All right, I shall do a media again. And I end up, since I have the double and I have that guy, I end up with 3 cloth.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to play the senator and spend cloth, brick, and tools and brick. So I'm buying those 2 cards. So I can't afford to have Lella take the Weaver. So I'm going to take those and move that down. Oh, so it's funny. This the council card came out as one of the last ones. I didn't see it up there. The council card allows you to buy any of the card. You can buy 1 card, but you don't have to pay the extra for it. You just basically pay what's on the card itself. it's nice to have it. It's a level 2 card, so it usually comes out, you know, a bit later on. But if you can get that early, it is beneficial to buy the cards. Yes, that was an expensive loopy, but I had to make sure that she didn't get the that Minerva card. Because it knows that she's going after the cloth merchants.
Play Mercator. So I get 3 Sestieri. And I'm going to purchase.
Yeah, you're right. That it is a bummer that the council kind of came out so late. But
1 brick.
what can you do?
That's all.
Okay.
Oh, did I use this? That's yours now.
Okay. So I'm also going to use my Mercator, my regular Mercator. So I get 3 coins. And I want to buy. I'm going to buy 2 food. So 5, 6, 7, 8 for 1 transaction. And then 2 brick for 6 for my second transaction.
Okay, I'm going to play my Tribune. 2, 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
Sorry, thinking here. Yeah, I got to do the same thing. I'm playing my Tribune. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 coins. 5, 6.
I'm going to play the Senator.
Oh, we're running out of cards very quickly.
Well, that's expensive.
I can play the Architect. Oh, we both play the Tribune card to get an extra person out.
I didn't have any resources.
I forgot to do that, so I'm going to do that now to bring that person out. And I'm going to move. So I've got 4 people, so I got 4 movement. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to build brick here. Nope, I'm going to build the food here for food, a brick, and 2 coins. To get that out there.
I get prefect as money. So 1, 3,
You always seem to be 1 step ahead of me.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I think I'm going to prefect. What do I Prefect. I'm not going to prefect, I'm going to farmer. So I'm going to play farmer to produce on all my food stores, which is now 2.
So I'm going to do Vintner, so produce all my wine. I've got 1, 2, I thought I had 3.
I don't think so, because there's 1 empty and there's 1 there.
So I guess I only have 2.
I made a mistake. Okay, now I'm going to do a prefect on Campania. So I get 2 tools for the bonus, 1 tool because I produced, and then 1 brick, and that goes over to Lella.
And prefect 2. I do Umbria. So I get, whoops, 2, 3, a wheat, and a brick.
Okay, I'm going to play my architect card. I get a total of 4 movement. I don't think I'm going to move. So I'm going to build here for that, and I'm going to build here for that and that. So that cost me 1. This is going to cost me double. So instead of 3, it's going to cost me 6. Oops, I already put that one aside. There, there, there. So I put out here, and I put here.
So I'm going to play the colonist and put 1 out there.
Oh, from your.
Oh, sorry. Put him over there.
I'm going to prefect here. So I get a wine from here, I get a wine from there, and a brick from there.
Okay, I'm going to prefect Corsica. So I get 3 wine and a wheat.
Yeah. And I get the card. I think we're both kind of on tenterhooks to see who's going to pull the trigger to buy the last card. I have to use my Mercator to get 5 coins. I'm going to sell 1, 2, 3 of those for another 15 coins. And then I want to sell that for 6 coins. 5, 6.
Okay, I'm going to play my architect. move him one over to build in Sicilia, which is this, a brick, and 4 coins.
So I'll ask people now, since we are getting close to the end of the game, put your guesses in the comments of who do you think is going to win. Okay, so I'm going to play my architect. I don't think I'm going to move anybody, but I am going to build here. So that costs me a wine and a brick, and it's going to cost me double because Lella's already got a house there, so it's going to cost me 8 coins to build there. So I'm going to build there.
So I'm going to play the console and end it.
Okay, so I get one last turn. Yep, so Lella gets the Concordia card. And so I now execute my final turn. So I'm going to use my other Mercator to get 5 coins. I'm going to sell off these 2 things for another 9 coins. Oops. So I'll take a 10 and put a 1 back. Okay. So the game is now over. Now we're gonna actually see who scored. See, so Dean's sticking with Lella, and Loopy says it's close. Come on, anybody else have a guess of who's going to win? Okay, so we are now going to go through our cards. So if I even look at the stack of cards, Lella's got a much bigger stack than I do. So I might stick with Lella too. So the first thing we're going to do is going to do the Vesta cards. So Vesta is going to be for every 10 Cicieri, you get a point per Vesta card that you have.
I have 1.
I think I have 1 as well. So 10, 20, 30. So I get 3 points for my card.
Do I cash out?
No.
No?
No. You'd have to do the, like what I did. I sold all my stuff at the end.
Did I just screw myself?
There is...
Oh, anyway, I get 3 points too. No, 2 points, sorry.
Oh, sorry. You cash out all of your stuff. Sorry. That's what the Vesta card does. You cash out all of your stuff, add it all together, and then you
Okay,
get the points.
so that's 20, 30, 37, 37 and 24.
61. So 6 points.
37 and 20. Oh, yeah. Never mind. And then plus 7 here.
Fine, I'll give you your 7. There. Okay, then we go to Jupiter. So look at all your Jupiter cards. So Jupiter cards score for houses you have in non-brick buildings. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
10.
10. And I have 4 Jupiter cards.
Wow.
So I got 40 points for that. So 43. And so Lella's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8.
So she's got 8.
Times 3.
So 24. And so 37. Now we go through Saturnus. So I've only got 2, and Saturnus scores for the provinces that you're in. So you want to be in all the provinces. And I'm in all the provinces, and there's 11 provinces.
Oh, good for you.
So I get 22 points for my cards. So 22 is 65. Let me just double check. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm in all 11.
I don't think I'm in all. I'm not, definitely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 5.
Ooh, 30. So 67. It's close so far. Okay, so now we go to Mercurius. So Mercurius scores for the different types of goods you produce. I think I produce everything. I produce cloth, I produce that, I produce that, I produce that, and I produce brick. So I produce all 5. Each one is worth 2 points. So each one of these cards is worth 10 points, so I get another 30 points. So 95.
Ow!
And for you?
I don't know. 1.
So you produce brick,
Yes.
produce wheat,
Yes.
produce tools,
Yep.
produce alcohol,
Yep.
and you produce cloth.
Yes, I do.
So each one of yours is worth 10 points.
10. Shoot.
77. Then we do Mars. So Mars is going to be for the number of colonists that you have on the board. So I've got
4.
I think we both have 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we both have 4. So each Mars card cost is each Mars card is worth 8 points. So 103.
I got 3. So 12.
We said each one is worth 8 points, right? Because it's the number of colonists times 2.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
24.
24. So 101. Then Minerva. So Minerva is going to give you points based on how many of them you have. So this maneuver card, I want wheat producing things. I produce wheat in 2. So that is 6 points. So it's 9. And the cloth one is for every cloth store I have is worth 5. I've got 1 here. That's going to be 5. So 114.
So this is
So 4 points for every
wine.
So 1,
2,
2, 3,
3.
12. I think Lella's got this.
And then 3 for the, I think I only got 1.
I think so. 16.
And then
3
for
every brick.
So 1, 2, 2.
So another 6 points. There we go.
Oh my God.
Yeah, with you buying all those cards early, you kind of you kind of scared me. So Lella has won 122 to my 114. So it ended up being relatively close. But yeah, going through those cards that quickly, and that's one of the reasons why you want to get the cards, because not only does it increase your options that you have, but they're there for scoring points. And I'm very glad I took the Weaver one away from Lella. So that is Concordia. So like I said, we are going to do our top 5 games from 2020. We're just going to do this very quick.
The suspense.
Yep. So let's see. I'm going to flip over the cameras. So we now have a different screen. You can see us more full face now. And we are going to do our top 5 games from 2020. So I will tell you that I have played a couple more games from 2020 than Lella has. I have played a total of 47 games from 2020, and I figured Lella's played about 35 to 37 games from 2020. So our first one, number 5, Lella's going to go first. So her number 5 game is
Mariposa, which is butterflies.
Yep.
Migration routes, which is actually pretty cool.
It's you are going to be drawing cards and playing cards to move your butterflies around the board. It's all about the migration of monarchs from Mexico up to
throughout North America.
Throughout North America, and then hopefully back to Mexico when you breed them. Going to be playing cards to move your butterflies around to get flowers, so you can breed your things to extend the generations. You start off with generation 1, you want to get up to generation 4, and there's going to be different scoring things that happen during the spring, summer, and fall. It's really, really nice, fun game. So my number 5 is a game called Ride the Rails. This is actually, I think, technically a reprint or a redo of a game. It's a train game, and you may see train games appear elsewhere on my list. But it is a game that's not overly complex, but it's a game that requires a lot of thought because they're all working together with the same rail routes. At the beginning of the game, there's only going to be a couple different colors of rail cars you can put out. And on your turn, you're going to be able to take any one you want, and it's basically called taking stock of it. And then you're going to be able to place that one out on the board. So let's say Lella picks blue, and she puts out a whole bunch of blue, and I pick blue, and I put out a bunch of blue. You're then going to be able to move passengers. For each segment that you move the passenger along, it's going to be scoring whoever holds stock in that color of track, the amount of points that they have stock in. But there's only a limited number of cars per color. So you may want to go really quick to get a whole bunch of blue stock so you can build a really big blue thing, but then you're going to be limited. Mm-hmm. So it's lots of fun. The only downside of it is it's only one map, and it's always the same. There are expansion maps you can buy for it, but I wish there was more in the base box, which is why it's my number 5. So Lella's number 4
is unpronounceable Tekenyu. Did I say it right?
Yes, Tekenyu, Obelisk of the Gods, Obelisk of the Sun. So this is a heavier game that we played. Actually, we just recently played this one. It is dice drafting game. There is an obelisk in the middle that is going to rotate on each turn. That's going to determine which dice are favorable, unfavorable, or forbidden dice. When you take it, you're going to take the action from the segment of the board that it's in, and then you're going to take the action based on the number of the die placed on your player board, and you're trying to make your things in balance. So if you take good dice, then you also want to take bad dice to make sure that they're balanced out. Who's ever closest in balance, when we decide who's going to be first player, if you're at 0, then you're going to be first player. So it's a kind of a really cool, cool idea. Yeah. Oop, I forgot to go to number 4. So my number 4 is a game called Wild Space. I like card games. Wild Space is very weird theme. You are a bunch of animals going out into space, but you are trying to build a crew up of animal cards. And each type of animal card may give you special action when it's played, may give you a way to score points. There are some robots that are going to be just score points at the end of the game. But there are planets out on the board that you are going to be landing on. You're going to be landing on, and then you're going to be exploring them. You only get to do that once per planet, though. You can land on the planet once, and you can explore it once. And there are going to be things like when you land on this planet, you can play a monkey card from your hand. So you want to play the monkey card that's also going to give you the ability that says, when this monkey card is played, play a veteran card or do something else. So you're always kind of looking for those combos to build up as you're playing. It was a surprise hit for me. I didn't know what to expect, but I just ended up really enjoying the game. So we're going to go to our number 3s. So Lella's number 3.
Seastead. This is the one. It's like the Flotilla game, right?
Yes, it's a 2-player version of a larger game called Flotilla. It's got a you pick, you choose. So on your turn, you're going to have 2 actions. You're either going to draw a card, and the card is going to be split into 2 halves, and you as the active player will decide who gets what half. Mm-hmm. Or the other actions is to use the resources which you got from the card to build buildings. Each building does something different. Each location you build on gives you a special ability. If you can get all of one type, you're going to get a special action. Mm-hmm. If you get one of each type, you're going to get a special action. But everything you do seems to get you a special action. But the game only lasts half an hour.
Yeah, it's quick.
Yep. So my number 3 is a game called Isle of Cats. Now, Board Game Geek says this was a 2019 game, but the Dice Tower says it's a 2020 game because it was technically published in January 2020. So I'm counting it as a 2020 game. Isle of Cats is a drafting game, and you're going to be drafting cards to either allow you to get cats onto your boat because you're trying to save them from an island, or being the first person to collect cats, or putting down public scoring things or private scoring things. But each cat is like a tetra shape, and they're different colors, and you have to kind of all get them onto your boat to make sure you're covering
Very
up.
natural colors.
Exactly. So
Blue,
that is
purple.
a lot of fun, and I like the drafting. And what are you going for? Scoring cards, but you also need cats, so you want to be drafting cat cards. So that is my number 3. So number 2 for Lella is
Nevada City. This is fun. Building up your family. I love it. I thought it was great. Marrying off your kids. I thought it was a lot of fun.
It is it's a long game in terms of physically long. The board itself is long, and you start off with a family. You're going to be hiring people, and you can marry off your son and daughter to get more people into your family, because each person you have is going to give you so many actions you can do, and you're going to be going to buy stores or use stores or hire new people, things like that. There's a bit of randomness to it, which is why it's not on my list, because you can be quite hosed by the randomness, but I still kind of enjoy the game. So my number 2 game is a relatively new game. This is the new one by Stefan Feld. And I'm a big Stefan Feld fan, but the reason why it's number 2 is because I've only got a chance to play this once so far. I have bought it, so I'm looking to hopefully play this more before the end of 2020. It is a Stefan Feld game in which you need to be doing everything. And the core of it, though, is action tiles. You have a segment of action tiles. Each action tile will have 2 different actions on it, and it's going to be different combos. You're going to be taking one of them from the top or the bottom of your row and adding them to your main player board. And you're going to be able to take the action tokens from whichever tile you took. But if you can connect it to ones that are already on your board with the same actions, then you get to take more of those action tokens. Or on your turn, you're going to be spending the action tokens to do the actions from the action tokens.
What's it called?
Bonfire. Sorry. Didn't I not say bonfire?
No.
Sorry, my number 2 is bonfire. And number 1 games of the year, Lella's.
Meow. I love cats. It's just too cute. It's fun. A little bit of spatial orientation, putting your cats out. I like it. It's a fun theme.
Yeah. And my number 1 game is, I said there's going to be another train game on my list, and this one is called the Grand Trunk Journey. This is one I'm not sure how many people have heard of. It's a bit of a deck builder with logistics to get your train around the board. So you have a train of cards that are going to be in front of you. Each card can only hold one type of good, and you're going to have cards that will allow you to move your train somewhere. Each location on the board will want to purchase something from your train, and they also produce something. But the game is so tight that you really can't be afford to just say, I'm going to travel over here, I'm going to travel. You need to be planning, I want to go from point A to point B so I can pick up this, so I can deliver it to point C, because each segment that you move costs you a day. Yep. So you can move far, but then you're not going to be going for a while, because who's ever behind in the days is the person that gets to go next. So if I spend 3 or 4 days moving, and Lella decides to do kind of 1 day operations, and she can do 3 or 4 operations before it's my turn again. That's a whole bunch of things I like. I like the train idea. I like the idea of who's ever behind in time used gets to go again. It's extremely tight, and the logistics from that is great. So that is our top 5 games in 2020. Now, again, there are some big games that I have not played yet. I probably have, I'm looking over there, there's at least 7 or 8 games from 2020 I haven't played yet. I want to say there's probably 10 games from 2020 that I own that I haven't played yet, and there's probably another 10 or 15 games I wouldn't mind getting to try. So that is our top 5. So we are finishing off this segment, and again, we are not going to be here next week in between Christmas and New Year's, but we should be back the first week of 2021. Wow, I can't believe it's 2021 already.
I know.
So I hope that whatever you're celebrating, I hope you get some time off. I hope you're being able to do something during this time. I know it's been a difficult year.
Stay healthy.
But definitely stay healthy, stay safe, and I hope to see you again in our next No Strings Attached in January. So, happy holidays, everybody.
Take care.